How about I take myself off mute? Greetings, greetings, greetings. Hey, good afternoon, Juneteenth family. Welcome to another weekly edition of our Lunch and Learn. This week, we'll be joined by L.S. Johnson of Piggy Stacks clothing line. We'll be talking about fashion and financial empowerment. Let's welcome LS up to the stage.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. How you doing today?
I'm well. I'm well. Good afternoon, LS. Good to see you again.
Yes,
For
same
those
here.
of you who are not with us for Juneteenth, he was one of our vendors. Were you with us? You were with us on the Saturday, right? If I'm correct.
Yes, yes, the
Tell.
Saturday. Yeah.
So it's so good to see you again. Tell us about your experience vending with Juneteenth and why. What was that like for you? Let's start there.
It was great. I feel like I got an opportunity to meet a lot of other like-minded individuals, entrepreneurs, who are just looking to build themselves, their businesses, and Juneteenth was a great platform for that. It was a great outcome. Due to the weather, the weather was kind of horrible in the morning. It turned out to
I
be
was
a
just
good
going to
day.
say I kind of forgot about that weather for a small moment, but that weather was definitely the challenge that day. We had a couple of tents blow over.
Yes.
Hosting that men's award was very difficult with my dress, trying to make sure it stayed down. It was a heck of a day. The wind definitely was a little something to contend with, but we did it. We
Yes.
definitely all did it. We made that happen. So, LS, let's first I want to have you do an introduction of yourself, your business, and then we'll dive into conversation from there. Does that work for you?
That's fine.
All right, super. So go ahead, introduce yourself. Tell the world who you are and what your business is about.
My name is L.S. Johnson. I'm the founder and CEO of Piggy Stacks. Uh, Pretty much it's a independent fashion line and financial empowerment company, which I started myself several years back. It was actually something I thought about starting back in 2013. We launched in 2015 and just been trying to build the business, promote the importance of financial, education, um, consciousness, and just how to utilize your money in the proper way. Starting with saving on a large scale. That's why we call it stacks. We say stacking. Saving on a large scale, which we look at it like that, or the slang for saving, which is stacking.
I love that. And who is your target market?
Currently, right now, we look to start with the youth. The younger children from 5 to 15. Because I feel like they're at an age where if you start now, their financial future, you know, will be successful. And you'll kind of plant that seed from early to teach them how to utilize money in a sufficient and proper way.
Beautiful, beautiful. All right, so I have your who you are, what drives you, and give us your whys. What landed you here? You said you wanted to, that the idea kind of first came along in 2013. Where did that idea come from? What was it that caused you to, you know?
I think from my early 20s, I always wanted to start a business. I feel like I was very business minded from a young age. I dibbled and dabbled in like creating my own little clothing with another friend of mine. And back in 2013, honestly, it was a dream I had. I was watching something on TV. I actually was watching a battle rap show on URL Smack, and I saw it was a shirt somebody had. It had a saying on it, and I don't know. It just compelled me to want to create something that was cool, but also sent a message. And I dreamt about the logo and everything, the name, and I just woke up and was like, I'm gonna do it. And I started doing my research. I started playing around on Photoshop, creating the logo. Then I found the cartoonist and graphic designer in Cali. Me and him partnered up together to, create my logos for the brand, and everything from there, just started.
Pretty dope. So in a few communities that I'm in, we would actually we would call that a dream, but we would also call that a download. It's almost like you got a download of everything that you were supposed to do, and then you just took the steps to land where you are today, or where you ended up in 2015. All right. So why fashion outside of, so I heard the answer to why fashion. It came up in from the smack, and then being able to actually use it to say something. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, well, I think fashion was always a passion of mine.
Okay.
From the age of 5, like, and my mom dressing me, and just always making sure I looked it up to par. Um, it just grew with me, so I always was big on fashion from a young age. I have a lot of designers that I looked up to coming up, or lines that I liked, and so that was always something that I wanted to get into, and so create my own clothing line was kind of like almost like a second nature for me.
Got you. Perfect. So that kind of takes us into the next two questions. So, how do you define fashion and its impact on our community and our impact on fashion?
I feel like fashion is a statement of you. I feel like you can express yourself through fashion. Depending on whatever look that you like. I feel like it just gives us a definition of who we are. You feel good when you put clothes on. I heard Carl Kana say that recently. I was watching an interview he did on Vlad TV, and you when you have on good clothes, or you have on something that you like, it makes you feel good. So I feel like that's how fashion impacts us, and how we impact fashion. We are, especially the black community. We are trendsetters, and we are um, influencers for a lot of these brands that we wear. We do free advertisement for everybody that we wear all the time. And we spend our
Very
money on
true.
them, and we promote them. That
Mm-hmm.
so we don't get anything back.
Whew. Got you. So I heard you mention Carl Kanai, and I heard you mention another, but who do you follow in the fashion industry, and who and what inspires you when you're designing?
Well, I think people I follow in the fashion industry. I follow the uh, boutique Vinny Styles. I also follow. I don't know if you guys heard of a company called Crooks and Castles, Ten Deep. I follow a lot of the indie brands more so, but I like a lot of different brands. One brand that I feel also was an inspiration for me to start my clothing line was Cross Colors, because back in the days, they had a lot of clothing that had messages, or sent positive messages. So that was something that I wanted to do as well with my clothing. Like, I wanted to send a positive message, and something that's inspiring to the people that wear it. Um, but I'm versatile. I like a lot of things. I like everything from the high end stuff to the independent designers. If you're new and I like it, I'll wear it. So Jamie,
Yeah, I'm doing the talking on mute thing.
I couldn't
I
hear
need
you.
to keep myself off mute. So, as an artist, what does your creative process look like?
I think for me is if I come up with a design, or if it's something that I think about, first I write it down. Like, I'll put it in like a notepad in my phone, and then from there, what I will do is I will start brainstorming it out because I know how to use Photoshop and Illustrator, Adobe. So what I'll do is I'll start to try to create it on my own, and whatever I can't do, like I'll reach out to a graphic artist or an illustrator, freehand illustrator. So, like for instance, right? I don't know, you guys probably can see it. That portrait up there um, was a design that I had, and actually, someone from Fiverr actually helped me to create it, bring it to life. So it's a series that I'm doing called Legitimate Hustlers, where it pretty much depicts three different walks of um, life in business. So anyone from your blue collar worker to your white collar worker to your freelancer.
Gotcha. Well, that's pretty dope. The color in that is so bright and vivid. That is so dope. It actually looks like a refined cartoon almost. That's
Yes,
really really
it
cool.
kind of is. It's like our rendition of the Three Little Pigs.
That's pretty dope. So, do you do prints also, or is it just a clothing line? Tell us more about Piggy Stacks clothing, because now I'm seeing a painting, a picture on your wall. So, is that intended to like go on clothing, or can people purchase prints as well?
Well, yeah, that design was actually to be done on a shirt and a sweatshirt, but I decided to create a portrait for it. So, I want my brand to be something where, not it's not only clothing.
Hmm, hmm.
I want to, get into artwork and, things that you could, little trinkets you could put in your house, But the clothing process. So usually, if I come up with a design, I have a few people that I work with, like Awanas Print Lab here in
Hmm,
Brooklyn and
hmm.
Sunset Park. They do a lot of my screen printing jobs right now. I have another print company, Graphic Print Lab, which is they used to be in the city, but now they're
Hmm.
out in Long Island. They do a lot of my embroidery prints or either like my 1 or 2 day turnarounds. So, those are two companies that I work with right now as far as printing. Once, the design is up and is ready to be
Hmm,
printed,
hmm.
you know, those are the two companies I'll reach out to, to get everything pressed up. And then I also outsource in China for like my patches. This is
Okay,
actually like a custom shirt I did here. Um, it has the patch over the printed logo.
pretty dope. Pretty dope. All right, so I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little stuck right now on this print. So, if you were to sell a print like that, what would you sell it for?
I'm not really like uh versed on art prices, but given the price I had to pay for that
Mm-hmm.
above my head,
Mm-hmm.
a print of that size, I probably would charge about 400.
Okay.
But they come that size was pretty expensive.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Maybe something like an 11 by 15. I probably will only charge like 150 or 200. You know,
Okay.
but I actually got to get versed in the art world because
I was just going to say, well, just being from one creative to another, my mind is always looking for other ways for us to expand our empires and like just add to what it is that we're bringing to the world. And that picture, before you even explained what it was, I could see what was going on. I wasn't as clear on the entrepreneurial stage, but seeing the PBS over in the corner, that's basically what was coming up for me without you saying it. So it just speaks to a lot. And being the mother of a son who is going to be 22 this Sunday, that's just something that to me is kind of like one of those things that's saying a lot without saying a lot.
right,
Because us mothers, we can talk our children to death when we're like giving you information sometimes and sending you out into the world.
hmm
So it's like if I can give you an image that every time he passes by it, it actually sparks something for him. Or, just really reminds him of what this world and how the hierarchy and just what things look like out there.
right,
We get up every day and we go to work and you become part of this the rat wheel of society,
Right.
that
Yeah.
we don't really have enough discussions about the breakdowns of it. You know, you grow up, you go down one of those lanes, but not really realizing that you could do all three, you could do one. Just being reminded that there are other things that you could do out in this world, to me, I think that's so priceless. So I would just even offer that to you, from one fan to a creator, that that is pretty dope up there. So like, don't keep it to yourself.
Oh no, no, no.
Share it with the world. So
Right.
go.
No,
I hear that you're a researcher. I hear that you're a researcher. I've heard that through your shares. So go research those price points and figure out what you got to charge and get those, because I have it that even if you're not doing the graphic everything yourself, you're still an art, like you're an artist, and it goes beyond your clothing.
right.
Yeah, so get your work on people's walls.
Yes. No, I appreciate that. And I will actually be doing a series. I'm going to do a female version next.
Pretty
So
dope.
yeah,
Dope. I will definitely be keeping my eye out. So,
yeah.
question for you: being that you're here with us at Juneteenth NY Lunch and Learn, how do you relate your business to Juneteenth and the happenings that took place back then? Like, how do you express? How do you express, relate, or feel about the whole Juneteenth in relation to piggy bank stacks?
Well, I mean, first I was thankful for the opportunity. I feel like, just the Juneteenth becoming a holiday is big for our culture. I feel like, it expresses, what, black people, push for. We push for freedom, we push for our rights to be heard. We push to be accepted here, and just get the same equal rights and opportunities as everybody else. So I feel like with the platform that you guys did, it shines light on black entrepreneurs and gives them the opportunity to shine where we may not shine in other places. I feel like, opportunities are not granted to us how it is, maybe other races, or, we got to fight a little bit harder.
Mm-hmm.
So a platform like that gives, the community and the world an opportunity to, see that there are a lot of, successful and, dreamers in the world and, within our race. And, we're just looking to give back and share with the world, our creative spirits and, our intellectual minds and things of that nature.
Pretty dope. Pretty dope. So you mentioned again that it was 2013. So what does this road look like for you since you started in 2013? Then you mentioned 2015. From 2015 to 2022, what have been some of the experiences that you think would be valuable for folks out there to know about just starting a business, the process of creation? You explained your creation process, which I heard that seems a little smooth, but I'm sure it wasn't a smooth road to just land there. I'm sure there
No.
was some bumps and obstacles on the way.
Yeah,
Can
it's
you
it's
share some of them?
yeah, it's bumps and obstacles. I think in anything that you do, especially when you start a business. But the first thing I would say is do your research. Whatever you want to do, like please take the time to research. That was something that I did. That's something that I try to pride myself on anything that I want to learn. And you can self teach yourself a lot of things if you just take the time and you do the research. So I started out with researching how to sell a clothing line. Just the different aspects from printing and what comes into that, the different type of inks, to use to bring out a certain look in your clothing, embroidery, uh, digitizing, like if you want to put designs on hats, um, how to outsource. So I did a lot of research before I really jumped into it. That's what the 2013 to 2015 gap was. Also, on the business aspect, knowing that when you have a business, you have to do the legal things as far as copyrights, trademarks. That's important because once you put yourself out into the world, you can't have people that can decide to want to copy you or take what you did your hard work on and use it for themselves, or try to say that it was theirs, imitate you and get credit for it. So um it's always good to handle your business the proper way, the legal way. So uh that was something else that took place within that window, me doing the copyrights and the trademarks for my logo so that, it is mine. So, if I do see anybody else out there, representing it or trying to use it, as theirs, I could take the legal steps to, you know, get my coin, get my share for what, they out there trying to say that it's theirs, after I put in the hard work, because it's hard work. I still have a regular 9 to 5, so it's hard to try to navigate that and still sustain a business. And a lot of times, through that time, it was time management was a big issue for me. Like putting in time for my business and still having a 9 to 5, to take care of my everyday responsibilities and stuff like that. So that was definitely a bump in the road. I had a lot of bumps in the road when it came to just the process of um, putting merch out there. I had companies that damaged full orders, um, lost orders in shipping. So, you know, um, that can be horrifying sometimes. You know, um, I remember the last situation that happened. I was getting ready to launch uh, a new set of dad hats, and the distributor that I was working with shipped it out, but I never got it. I got a confirmation that it was delivered, but when I went outside to check, there was no package there. And then I had an issue with the distributor. She didn't want to pay me back. I had to go through uh, dispute transactions with PayPal, my credit card company, but I ended up, getting that money back. It was still a loss because I wasn't able to put that drop out.
Hmm.
But it actually in turn helped me to look at another source, and I'm going to actually be uh, doing some work with New Era.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so look out for that. I actually um, did some work with lids to do some custom fitteds and things like that.
Nice.
With my logos on it. So that's something else that I did. So that's something you guys could look out for coming soon.
So, question for you that came up for me. So, when you have those type of obstacles, because I know that this the question that I'm asking is geared towards individuals, because as individuals, we all process and handle things differently.
Hmm.
So, in those moments, what did that look like for you? Like coming outside, knowing that this means that you're not going to have a launch. This means that you're going to have to imagine that, for me, I try to take things and turn them upside down. So it's like, okay, well, hopefully those hats that got given out or sold to someone also still ended up bringing them back to you somehow, because it still is advertising.
Right.
um, so hoping for that, number one. But how do you handle those type of obstacles, bumps, and bruises in your business? What does that look like for you?
I think that you have to have the mindset that in business, things are gonna happen. Just like in everyday life, we're gonna have our trials and tribulations. You're gonna have your trials and tribulations in business. Um, we sometimes have to just take it on the chin and not let it deter us, from our ultimate goals. Sometimes we have to just find other ways to navigate around it. For me, that situation caused me to look into other avenues and be able to get ready to do a partnership or do work with New Era. Probably if that had not happened, I probably wouldn't have did my research to get this contract with New Era. So I think that if you do find a bump in the road, find a plan B. You'll always have a plan, because if something goes left, you want to be able to bounce back, and just never let it deter you or down you from your goal, or just still pushing, because things can happen, and you turn around and you just you try again. In business, you have to realize that you're going to have some failures, you're going to have some obstacles, but what makes you successful is when you bounce back from those situations.
I love that advice, because I know part of my experience in growing up was a lot of times that you weren't shown what things actually look like behind the scenes. We see our athletes, we see our artists, our music artists that blow to us. It may be seemingly overnight, but not really knowing and looking and getting to know their path and their process and how long it actually took them to get there. Most athletes have been training since they were 5 and 6 and 10 years old, unless they just were gifted, automatically
Right.
gifted and picked that ball up, or whatever the medium is. They didn't pick that up until they were 15, and all of a sudden they were like, every now and then you have a phenom that you hear
No,
that story
definitely,
about. But a
definitely.
lot of times we don't really get the grueling stories about the nights that the parents had them, or the dad might have had them on the court until to midnight playing all night. You don't get to hear the actual, like, the work that's put in all the time. So it's nice to hear and to have someone share about what that may look like and how we can handle it.
Yeah.
So is there anything else? So, oh no, I did have a question as far as financial. So what does that look like out in the world? Like, do you go into schools, and how do you teach the financial through the clothing line, outside of the images and sharing? Like, I see the visual part of it, but is there actually, what else is there to add to that, and what does that look like?
Um, well, and the financial empowerment portion is me just creating workshops and programs and things to teach individuals the importance of the financial aspect, and when you use your money and utilize it the proper way, how it can help your financial future. So about 2 years ago, I did a free financial literacy workshop with a young lady who's a financial advisor. Um, so those are things. I also did my first proposal last summer for a friend of mine for her summer camp, where I put together a 6 week uh, financial curriculum for children starting at the age of 5 to 12. So that's definitely something that I want to continue. I want to actually partner with, community leaders, organizers, especially youth organizers, the public schools, the charter schools, to really push a financial literacy curriculum, because I feel like it's important to teach children the different aspects of one, what money is, identifying it, knowing how to use it, also knowing what it is to, go to a bank and, make a deposit or write a check,
Mhm.
what a checking or savings account is, what an investment account is, you know, the aspects of being an entrepreneur, what it takes to start your business. I feel like those aspects are there in certain, like, for instance,
Mhm.
the Girl Scouts. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah, 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 yeah.
they have a business when they're selling cookies. So to just kind of get the vaccine. Um, uh, I'm trying to get the word. Things that go into that. Like writing down your inventory and
Mhm,
your
mhm.
price points, and
I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, that's an excellent way to look at it, because I know that in a lot of our neighborhoods, we don't always have the Girl Scouts. We've heard of them. We buy cookies, but they're not always in every area. So a lot of times, especially not where I grew up in the Bronx, I didn't know where to find them, where they were at, except for at the mall selling cookies. And I would
Right.
love to get those cookies. Or every now and then, your mom might have had somebody on her job who probably lived in Westchester or something, who was selling cookies for their kids, and she'd bring cookies
Right.
home. But I think that that is so dope, such a dope model and way to kind of like look at it and teach it. I'm almost like seeing these like small little children that are able to create their own line just because Piggy Bank Stacks came into their classroom and kind of worked with them for 6 weeks, or you know, whatever the span of time it is. And I was also just when I was laughing while you were speaking, what came to my mind was I saw a post earlier this week of a little 14-year-old boy telling his mom he got his first summer paycheck ever. And he's like, I don't even get to keep all my money. I have to give my money to somebody named IRS. And he's like, what is this?
Hey,
And
listen.
it was just like the funniest thing. And it's like so many times we don't think about you know, we kind of just, like I said, we become part of this rat wheel. We get up, we go to school, we expect them to teach us things, and they're not teaching our children. And then we're going to work, we're making our money, bringing that paycheck, turning it around into the bacon for the household, but we're not really always having those conversations. And you don't even sometimes realize it. Like, it's not at fault, and it doesn't make you a bad parent at all.
No.
It just means that it's just an area that we have to start paying more attention to and having these conversations way earlier, so that way the little 14-year-old is not devastated, looking like he got his little gut punched in because he had to give his money to the IRS like we all do.
Listen,
Um,
I had that
it's
same
kind of
experience.
like the only way you get around that is by creating your own and being able to be in those loopholes. So the fact that there's someone out here that is willing to teach the children how to get to that space and place, that's what that's what they do. That's what they've been doing forever, teaching their children how to keep their money. And it's
Right.
time for us to teach ours how to keep our money. So I think it's pretty dope that you're out here doing this.
Yeah, I appreciate you for that. And it's just important, because I feel like we're taught to be employees, and not employers. And that's big. I feel like, we also have the mindset that you need a whole lot of money to start a business. You really
Hmm.
don't. It only takes 100, and I believe if it's the same price, $126 to get a business certificate, and become a sole proprietor, so if you have
And
a dream,
for
pursue.
those of, oh, sorry, sorry to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, it's okay. If you have a dream, pursue it. Just do your
I
research,
say.
go out there, and invest in yourself. That's what I did. That's one of the reasons why my business is called independent fashion line, because everything that I did came from my own money. Like,
Mm.
it's not, I don't have any business funding, or I didn't get money from my parents. This was all hard earned money that I took and I invested in myself because I believed in what I was creating. So I
Mm.
didn't have a problem, investing back into myself. And I think that's another
Beautiful.
aspect that, we have to, teach our children, invest in you, and just outside of going to school and getting an education,
Hmm.
invest
Hmm.
in you, and allow them to be creative, allow them to be great. And the city that we live in, you can make money, doing just about anything. So
That's the truth. That is the truth. And what comes up, so one resource that I wanted to share with you and with the community, is for you to be able to share with other folks, is that there's a site called Northwest Registered Agent, I believe, and they actually do your business licensing and you pay $35 a month.
oh, okay.
So they break it down for you that people are even able to invest in themselves at a smaller scale and still get to where they're trying to go if they
Right.
don't have that $600, $500 lump sum to get all of the licensing in place. Plus, they kind of do all of that. So it's like a legal Zoom a little bit, but where
Yeah.
you can actually get a payment plan. And I know our community loves a payment plan.
Right.
So
So, hey, listen,
sometimes,
it's
and
all good.
not because we love it, but because sometimes we just need it, and it allows us to still invest in ourselves, and
Yeah.
it doesn't stop that process. Also wanted to share with the community that sometimes that invested in self, because I do a lot of I do transformational coaching with women. And
Okay.
sometimes the program that I'm in, it costs a nice lump sum of money. And people are just like, I don't have that right now, or I can't afford to do that, but not realizing that for adults, for the children, they invest in themselves are those classes. Us investing in our kids or putting them in any extra classes that we see that teach them finances, that will arm them with the things that they can go out in the world. And when that dream comes, they're ready to actually put it in action. And instead of looking at it like another bill,
Right.
look at it the way you introduced it. Look at it like investing in self, because that's really what it is. Anytime that we spend money on any kind of self-healing or development, it's an investment in self. It's an investment in your legacy and an investment in your future.
Right.
Um, yeah, for
Definitely.
those to come after you. So I'm super excited. Is there, we're gonna share your website and your line, and I'm gonna kind of give you the stage. Jervin can pull me down, and then I'll come back up after, and then we'll talk a little bit more after you're done, and then we'll close out together. Does that work for you?
That works fine. That's cool.
All right.
Okay, guys. So this is the piggybankstacks.com website, our online boutique. Uh, you have here on the screen to the left would be um, our launch to our kids line, PBS Kitties. So that's our first T-shirt for young boys and young girls, or little girls and little boys. Sizes starting at 2T all the way up to, I believe, the size of 14. Those colors come in a white, a lilac, and a pink. And for the boys, it comes in white and baby blue. It has our PBS Kitties logo across the front. Um, and then it has our text design in the back. Next to that was our recent t shirt design for Piggy Bank Stacks, our stacking t shirt. So that has a text design which was inspired by the video game Grand Theft Auto. Um, and of course, stacking is what we say to let people know, to save your money on a large scale, saving over spending. So, we hear a lot of people say stack your paper, stack your bread. That's where that inspiration came from. Next to that is our Black Excellence sweatshirt. Um, that, Gervin, if you can click it, I actually would like to pull that up a little larger to let everyone see. Okay, so this sweatshirt here was an inspiration based off the very first Black savings bank that was started in Virginia back in 1921. So the front picture actually is all the employees and the founders of that bank. And then in the back actually has, Gervin, if you can click that second picture to pull it up maybe a little bit larger. I don't know if you guys can see it clearly, but pretty much it was the St. Luke's Pennies Savings Bank. And on the back, it gives you a history, just a brief um, description and introduction to when that bank was started and who it was started by, which was a famous black entrepreneur by the name of Maggie L. Walker. Um, so she's definitely a pioneer, um, someone who was definitely mentioned and a part of the Black Wall Street movement, and being the first black female to start and open her own bank. So this was definitely a piece that we appreciated doing to kind of just give some history on, our Black pioneers in financial empowerment. So definitely check that Black Excellence sweatshirt out that we have. We also have it in black, and we have it in that mauve color that you guys just seen there. Right. We scroll down to the left is our logo T. So that's of course our T promoting what uh, piggy bank stacks is. We have our original PBS logo on the front, and on the back we have our text logo that says Piggy Bank Stacks Clothing. That shirt comes right now in actually six different colors. We have it in black, white. The color in front is actually a silver. We have it in a soft pink, soft cream, and we also have it in a hunter green color. Next is our lucrative fashion tee. This is actually a unisex tee that I like because, guys, you can wear it as uh, just a long tail urban tee, or for females, you can wear it as a t-shirt dress, just like you see in the picture. Beautiful young lady that I know had the pleasure of jumping in and doing this shoot. Um, she rocked it as a t-shirt dress. So this is a unisex tee that ladies, you can rock it right now for the summer as a dress. With some cute tights or shorts, some nice heels, and you got your fit for the night, or just for the day you going to a barbecue or outdoor situation. Next, we have our PBS Year of the Pig tee. This is a limited edition piece that we did to commemorate the Chinese New Year in 2019, which was called the Year of the Pig. Um, a pig in Chinese culture represents wealth and fortune. So on the front of that tee, the Hanzu writing, which is Chinese language, actually says piggy bank stacks in Chinese. Um, and then on each sleeve, it has, our company name, and then year of the pig. So we was happy to do something to commemorate the Chinese New Year, kind of put an international touch on our brand, and just let people know what that represents, what that New Year had represented in Chinese culture. Next, we have our PBS nylon logo jacket, varsity jacket. Um, this is a lightweight shell jacket with our black piggy on the front. Um, this comes in a hunter green with yellow stripes, and it also comes in a black with yellow stripes. But this jacket here is actually one that can be customized to different colors. So, if someone wanted it in, say, a white or gold, that's definitely something that we can do for you. But right now, we have it in our hunter green and yellow stripes, and also black with the gold stripes. Okay, we back. Back. Right. So next is our PBS original Pink Piggy Chanel patch logo hoodie. So on the front is a Chanel patch with our logo on it. This hoodie here was specifically for ladies, so it's a ladies cut. It's a fleece style hoodie. Kind of has a silhouette couture shaping look to it. It fits to size, and that hoodie comes in a athletic heather or athletic gray and a black, or also in a navy. I'm sorry. So those three colors. And Gervin, if you click those other two pictures, they can kind of see the model and the style. And it has our logo on the back, our text logo on the back. You can see it there. Yeah. So definitely a nice, cool. It's lightweight. So it's not too heavy. It's good for the springtime. A nice cool night, or in the winter underneath a jacket. Ladies, definitely check that out. And then we have our crop hoodie. So this is definitely a favorite with the ladies. Um, Similar, it has the Chanel patch across the chest, the left chest. It has those extra long drawstrings. Um, on the back, it has our text logo. And that hoodie comes in three colors. It comes in the hunter gray that you see. It comes in the black. Gervin, if you click it, yeah, comes in the black with the black piggy, and it also comes in a light tan. So this is actually one of our favorites with the ladies. It's definitely a hoodie that you can wear right now in the summertime, or you can wear in the spring. It looks good. A lot of ladies so far really love that hoodie. And we're probably going to be doing some other colors in that piece. So definitely look out for that. And yeah, I think that's about it for the site for the merch for right now. We will be doing an update as well. We will be putting some new merch up within the next month or so. So please go check out piggybankstacks.com. Uh, Purchase, anything you like. Actually, if you are watching, we will drop a code in the chat. Anybody that's watching right now, I'm gonna give you guys 50% off any merch that you purchase after this live stream. So definitely check it out on piggybankstocks.com, and we will definitely drop a code in there for you. Actually, I'll tell you guys the code now. It's gonna be lunch, the letter N, as in Nancy, learn. So we'll be setting that code up right after this live stream. So definitely check out piggybankstacks.com.
All right, super cool. So, question for you: how long will they have? Because I know the replay will go up by tomorrow. And actually, it'll be available within the next hour or so. But how long will they have to use the code?
We'll let it run out to the end of the weekend. Today is Thursday,
Okay.
so from today up until Monday, which should be July 18th.
All right. So that's Sunday night at 11:59 p.m.
No, 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 no. We'll do it till
So to
Monday at
Monday,
noon. So yes,
Monday noon. Okay,
yep,
I like that.
yeah.
Okay. All right, so Jervin will drop all of that information in the chat box, as well as your social media links, as well as the website link. This has been a pretty dope conversation. I look forward to connecting with you down the road. As Lunch and Learn, we are still working on different workshop things that we want to have set up so that it'll be more than just the 1 hour a week.
Okay.
We also want to bring workshops to the community as well. So I'll definitely be reaching out to you to partner up. Another community I'm in, we have something called Partnering with Power. So I definitely look forward to partnering with Power with you.
Okay.
But before you depart today, is there anything that you haven't shared with the community that's sitting on your heart that you'd like to say before you go?
Um, just in terms of business, if you have a dream, go for it. Um, pursue it. Work hard at it. Just do the necessary work. Because with anything that you want to do, it's gonna come hard work. If you don't put the hard work, if you don't put the time into it, it's not gonna flourish the way you want to. Nothing comes fast. Nothing comes easy. So just know that it's a process, and trust that process, and continue to push. I think that that's what I did, and I'm still doing it, and I'm still learning it. So um, I just want to continue to grow this brand, give people the information, empower, the youth, the adults, kind of bring a conversation that we didn't have before, we didn't have in our schools. Financial empowerment, literacy is becoming big now. It's a conversation that is being spoken about on a lot of different avenues and platforms. So, the awareness is starting to get there, but we still need to get it to a point where it's, in our schools, and in our after school programs, and summer camps, and everything like that. So that's definitely something. If anybody is watching as an educator, community leader, organizer, if you have a youth organization or something like that, I would love for you to reach out to me. My social media, however, on my website, in the contact link, let's connect, because I would love to share, and I want to share this information with, the community, and especially the youth.
That's pretty dope. I'll add to that so that that way it becomes part of our DNA.
Right. Yes.
That's
Yes.
what we that's the end goal for
It's,
us to get
yeah.
the awareness out there so much that it's now in our DNA.
It
Um,
starts here. It starts right here. If you have the
mhm,
right mentality, you know, um, you'll make the right moves. I think you have to plant that seed of knowing how to be financially smart. Sometimes,
mhm,
we have to sacrifice. Sometimes we have to live below our means. You
mhm,
know, um, a lot of us are accustomed to making other people rich. We could be making
mhm.
ourselves rich. Uh, my
That
grandmother
part.
always had a saying, "Pay yourself."
Mhm,
So take that money out, and you working hard to put to the side for yourself. And you know a lot of times people say, "Well, I can't afford to save," or they have their
mhm, mhm,
everyday uh, responsibilities, and financial obligations, and I understand that. But if you save a little something, you'd be surprised what that amounts
mhm,
to at the end of the year. And you can then turn and take that and invest in stocks that's as low as
mhm.
$10 a share, and even lower. There's stocks out there that start at $2 a share. Crypto that starts at less
Love
than
it.
$1. So and those are ways that you can start to build up, your financial portfolio, and be in a better financial situation. It's all about building towards your future, and
Mhm,
then, your children's future and their children, generational wealth. So, I think that's another thing that we, have
mhm.
to, start doing.
Ashe, Ashe. Well, thank you, Ellis. It's been a pleasure. I definitely look forward to connecting you. If you don't mind, can you hang backstage with us for a few minutes?
Oh yeah,
And I'll be
definitely,
right with
definitely,
you.
definitely.
All right. Thank you.
Have a good day, everybody.
All right. What an amazing lunch and learn. Thank you guys for being with us again this week. Next week, we will be with Lisa Gaskins of Grand's Treats. She'll be here talking with us about her baking line. She has some infused items. She's new to the business, so she'll be here to share with us what that looks like for her and what's been her experience. Thank you guys, and we'll see you next week. Harley says we'll see you next week too.